I believe he will be the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. And if he remains dedicated, interested, and without any distractions, I believe that eventually he'll go down in history as the greatest heavyweight champion we've ever had.
Returning to the past, we will see a man who has become a great icon of boxing.
First of all, I'd like to thank us for putting in all the hard work, and I'd like to say hello to all my family back home. I knew from the beginning, but everybody else knew, that it was no comp. It was no comp. That's like the rest of it. A lot of people came to look. Jesse Ferguson came to look. The Fraziers came to look.
James Broad was out there.
All of you come get some. Mike Tyson's out here. He's waiting for you. All come get some.
He was called the baddest man on the planet for his incredible punching power and aggressive fighting style. His speed, strength, and vicious aggression earned him the title of the youngest world heavyweight champion in 1986. He is Iron Mike Tyson. Today, we will show you all of the most brutal and aggressive knockouts of the legendary Iron Mike. Mike Tyson made his professional debut on March 6, 1985, against Puerto Rican Hector Mercedes. From the very beginning of the fight, the 18-year-old Tyson pounced on his opponent without giving him a single chance.
Swinging hooks to the body from Tyson, and that is it in round one. That is a pretty impressive professional debut from the man who so nearly went to the Olympics in Los Angeles last year.
Mike Tyson versus Trent Singleton. In the first round, Mike had a magnificent streak of 4 punches, the last of which landed right on Singleton's jaw. Knocked down. Trent got to his feet and continued the fight. However, he could not resist for long.
He gets a mandatory 8 under New York State Athletic Commission rules, and already, from what little we've seen, Mike Tyson is pro the rear, down goes Singleton again, a left hook this time, body, and he's just a perpetual motion machine so far. This isn't going to go too long. Trent Singleton in all sorts of trouble. We're already in round one. The Mike Tyson, the young fledgling professional, 2 fights, 2 wins, the debut on the city.
Mike Tyson versus Don Halpin. In the first minute of the 4th round, Halpin misses several incoming punches. Bouncing off the ropes, Don falls to his knees. He gets up and continues the fight, which did not last long.
Can Tyson finish this? I think so. I think so. That's enough. Now that last right hand, that was questionable. Tyson celebrates.
Mike Tyson versus Ricardo Spain.
Shake hands, come out boxing.
Mike Tyson, 3 fights.
After a series of 12 unanswered blows from Tyson, Spain tried to find salvation in a clinch. Immediately after, Mike sends him to the canvas with a left hook.
It's like a steamer.
Ricardo gets up by the count of 8 and immediately is sent back to the floor with another powerful left hook. The referee was forced to stop the fight.
I don't believe it. That's at 1 inside a minute. Spain can't believe it. Tyson absolutely destroyed it.
Mike Tyson versus John Alderson. Mike started very aggressively as always. Despite John's superiority in weight, height, and arm length, he was unable to keep Mike at a distance. In round 2, a second before the bell, Tyson's right cross crashed into his opponent's head. Knockdown. On the count of 6, Alderson gets up and walks to his corner but refuses to continue the fight.
There's a good
straight right hand by Mike Tyson. That's Sid Alderson.
Mike Tyson versus Lorenzo Kennedy.
25th in Birmingham, Michigan. And look at Tyson go right after Kennedy. Now Kennedy is a boxer, but gets knocked down with the first left hook he makes. Look at the power on Lawrence. Kennedy, little shaky now, takes a right hand. This one could end in a hurry.
At the end of the first minute of the first round, Mike again squeezes Lorenzo in the corner and delivers 4 unanswered blows to Lorenzo's head. Kennedy drops to one knee, and Joe Cortez is forced to stop the beating. Mike Tyson versus Michael Johnson.
Hold on to your hats. Nobody thinks he's going to go that far. Oh, there he goes. He's just going to pull.
From the very first seconds, Mike begins to attack his opponent, pressing him to the ropes. A left hook to the body sends him into a knockdown. Johnson gets up and wants to continue the fight, but a right cross knocks him out.
I plan on boxing Tyson too. I think that I can box as good as he can, and I'll keep him in the middle of the ring, and I can punch him. I'm not better than Tyson. Will this be a win that puts Donnie Long back into the heavyweight picture? This will be a win to let everybody know that Donnie Long is back.
Mike Tyson versus Donnie Long. After the bell sounded, the boxers met in the center of the ring, and Donnie Long immediately makes an unforgivable mistake when fighting Mike Tyson. He stands directly opposite from him and does not move. In the middle of the first round, Mike hits a powerful left hook to Long's chin and sends him into a knockout.
That's it. Wow. Left hand puts him down. He collapses, and this one is over as the doctors rush into the ring.
Make no mistake about it. That was a good performance. Not just because of what he did.
Mike Tyson versus Robert Collet. From the very beginning of the fight, Collet tried to keep Tyson at a distance with a long jab. But taking advantage of his overwhelming speed, Mike leaves his opponent no chance. Mike Tyson versus Sterling Benjamin. In the first round, Mike pushes his opponent to the ropes, then throws a left hook. Knockdown. After the referee counted the knockdown, Mike Tyson again pounced on the opponent and launched 12 unanswered punches on him. Literally, a second before the referee was about to intervene and stop the beating, Tyson carries out a powerful blow to the liver, and Benjamin is again on the canvas. Mike Tyson versus Eddie Richardson. From the very beginning of the fight, it became clear that it would not last long. Richardson held his hands low and tried to keep Tyson at a distance with a sluggish jab. After the third clinch, Mike pushes his opponent into the corner of the ring and throws his signature left hook to the head. Richardson goes back onto the canvas. Mike Tyson versus Conroy Nelson. Round 2. Working with a jab, Tyson puts himself in a good position, and taking advantage of Nelson's failed strike, puts a left hook into Nelson's jaw. Conroy falls onto the canvas. Mike Tyson versus Sammy Scaff. The first round. In one of the corners, Tyson ducks under his opponent's blows, and again lands his signature left hook to the head. By this point, Sammy's face was already covered in blood. Another left hook, and Tyson knocks the opponent down. The referee stops the fight. Mike Tyson versus Mark Young. In the middle of the first round, Young makes an unforgivable mistake. He walks forward without hitting, completely covering his entire view with his gloves. Tyson makes a terrific side pull, throwing a powerful right uppercut to the head and knocking down his opponent. The blow threw Young to the ropes from the very middle of the ring. Another victory by knockout. Mike Tyson versus David Jacob.